I know this color looked good online, but holy shit, it looks better in person. Today's the best of days. What's going on, guys? Chaseontwowheels here in front of Mountain Motorsports in Roswell, Georgia. In front of me, I have an absolutely show-stopping 2022 Yamaha R7, and this one is special. It is the 60th anniversary edition. Now, a subscriber dropped this bike off because we're doing a really fun project with it. I don't typically do subscriber bikes. I have ridden an R7 before. You guys will know this. I went to the press launch. I did a first ride. That was a couple years ago. I have ridden multiple bikes in this class since then, so I'm interested to get back on the R7 and kind of reevaluate what I think about it. Also, why would I turn down getting to ride one of these? So guys, before we get started, I do want to go over some of the mods that the current owner, shout out to Milo, has put on this bike. So as you guys can see, we have axle sliders on both sides. We have bar end sliders, frame sliders. We have this most beautiful tail tidy kit, and this is integrated. Look how clean the tail is. We have a slider here on the case of the engine. I know I'm forgetting something. Oh, blinkers. The blinkers are tucked in there. Milo's got this bike looking absolutely sick, guys. I'm pretty sure that's the majority of the mods. So we can check out what it looks like, and now we can check out what it sounds like. Alrighty guys, that's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like now. This video is not sponsored, but it is supported by WBRgarage.com. That's our website where we are building right now a 2018 R6 and turning it into the most glorious Yamaha R6M. So if you think this thing's badass, just wait till we get done with that build. And the cool part is you can actually win it. That is right. We are giving that bike away. If you guys want to enter to win, all you got to do is go to WBRgarage.com, grab a membership, grab some merch. The website takes care of it from there. It will automatically keep up with your entries. And then when we're done with the motorcycle, it could be yours. It is going to be so sick. I am so excited. You guys go check it out if you want to, win a freaking motorcycle. And with all that being said, guys, thank you guys for, if you're already over on WBRgarage.com, if you're one of our members, you are awesome. Talking about one Yamaha to another, let's get on this thing and let's see what this 60th anniversary edition R7 is all about. Alrighty, guys, getting the bike on here. Alright, guys, I am 5'10", and I got a 32-inch inseam. I've got both legs on the ground with slightly bent legs. So, seat height, I believe, is around 32.9 inches. Not a bad bike if you are a shorter rider. And before I get talked to, let's get out of here. So guys, if you're online and you like motorcycles, if you're a Discordy person, we have a Discord server just for you motorcycle people. So check it out in the link in the description. It's full of guys online that enjoy motorcycles just like you. So we'd love to have you part of it. Make sure to go check that out if you want to join up. It's totally free. You guys don't have to do anything but click the link and join. Subaru coming through at Mach 5. Good God. Anything to get the green. Alrighty. Goodness gracious, I love a parallel twin. Alrighty guys, we're here on the 2022 Yamaha R7 60th Anniversary Edition. For the rest of this video, I will not be saying the 60th Anniversary Edition. It's going to take too long. So, this is the R7. That is what we will call it the rest of this video. If you guys are not familiar with this class, you are living on a different planet, potentially Mars. And this class is extremely good right now. I think motorcycle manufacturers are starting to realize that most people that ride on the street don't need the crazy inline fours that they've needed in the past, and we need more rideable bikes that still look as cool as all of those super sports. And now we're getting stuff like this. I am so excited. I love this class. And to be clear, this class is the kind of middleweight super sport, the new middleweight super sport class. All right guys, we're mostly through this traffic, so let's talk about the body position on the R7. My legs are very tucked up and back, very sporty on the body position. We do have a harder seat, which is going to help you get forward and move all around on the seat to position yourself correctly. The seat is a little bit harder. I will keep that in mind. My upper half is going to be leaned forward quite a bit. My arms are draped down on these clip-ons. This is not the most aggressive body position by any means, but it is a very aggressive body position. So if you've got like a bad back or something like that, just keep that in mind. You are most definitely going to be on the more sporty side of motorcycle riding when it comes to body positions here on the R7. That being said, it does make it a great track bike, in my personal opinion. As I'm sitting here, guys, and in a more comfortable position, I am realizing that another modification that is on this motorcycle are tank grips, because they're awesome. And for a sporty bike, tank grips are so good. So a fantastic modification for this specific bike. Alright guys, so at this part of the video I typically talk about modes, and this bike is a very simple motorcycle. We don't have any modes going on the R7, which I'm not too upset about. There's no real need for modes on a bike like this. I mean, maybe rain mode, but like, would you really turn the ABS off or something like that? I don't know what you would do with a rain mode versus a regular mode. So no modes. All the mode power is in your throttle. You have to control everything with that. That being said, we do have ABS on this bike, so we got everything that I really feel like we need to have. So guys, as we ride through this city street area, we can talk about how composed the bike is in city streets. Now, engine-wise, this is where I've touted the R7 and really the CP2. If you guys don't know, this bike has the exact same engine as both the MT-07, which is their upright, Yamaha's more upright naked, and the Tenere 700, which of course is Yamaha's little adventure or middleweight adventure bike. Same engine, CP2 parallel twin, 780 something cc's. Power-wise, we're looking at around 75, 79, something like that, with 50 foot-pounds of torque. This bike is most definitely not the fastest bike in its class, but I don't know if this bike needs to be the most powerful bike in the class, because everything is so well on this bike. Yamaha does such a good job on their motorcycles. Everything's put together so well. And in a bike that costs less than 10 grand, that looks like this, even this model, less than 10 grand. I kind of love it, and I'll talk about how it rides after this green light, because we're at another red light. Oh my God. So guys, the experience you guys can expect out of the R7 in city streets is kind of a mixed bag. Power-wise and maneuverability-wise are going to be two totally separate things. Power-wise, this bike has a great amount of power. It's got that parallel twin. The power is very punchy, and from going nowhere, like a red light, to going quickly, the bike has no problem. Parallel twins are always very punchy like that. And as far as the power goes, this is like the ideal amount of power that you want for a bike you're going to be riding on the road. The con of the R7 is where I typically push people to get an MT-07 if they're going to start on a bike or start riding on a bike, is the body position. With you being so far forward, it doesn't lend itself well to be a very easily maneuvered bike at low speeds, because you're having to you're not in a good body position to really do that. You're leaned over, you got these clip-ons on. Now, this position is fantastic for aggressive riding. If you're going to go up to the mountains, the canyons, track days, being leaned over the motorcycle allows you to carry speed through a turn and move your body around the motorcycle so effortlessly. It's fantastic. The con is you can't really have that and be super easy to ride on the road, because you notice I'm stopped here and I have to get my foot down and lean up, and now to go I got to lean back over the motorcycle, get the bike shifted into gear, and now I'm in my riding position again. So you can imagine if you're in a downtown setting specifically, you're going to be doing that over and over and over again. You guys have been seeing we've got multiple red lights. Every red light, it's get to the red light, lean up on the bike, light turns green, lean back over on the bike. And at low speeds, you just don't have the maneuverability you would have with a handlebar. It definitely has its place. It's just not the city. That's not where this bike is really going to come into its own. Except for, like I said, that power. The CP2 it might be the best city riding power plant that's on a motorcycle right now, if you're asking me personally. There's no problem with getting it revved up and getting through traffic. I love this bike for that, honestly. But yeah, guys, overall, you're gonna love the power plant for city riding. I hate being leaned over, you know what I mean? If I lived in the mountains, you know, maybe. If I was gonna have this as my only track bike, definitely. For city bike, I do not recommend this, only because of the body position. And the seat's kind of hard. Like, unless I'm track suited up, I don't know if I want to sit on a seat that's this kind of hard all day, every day. I would definitely want something a little more comfortable. Speaking of comfortable, I'm comfortable pushing this motorcycle. So we're about to do a 40 to 80 pull and see how fast she goes. The highway is one of these interesting places with the R7 though, because the R6, which, you know, people hear a lower number, they think it's slower. You literally could not be more wrong. The highway is a place where the people that used to ride R6s or currently ride R6s, they ride the R6 and they're like, oh my God, this bike is so fast. And then they get on an R7 and they're like, what the hell, why is this bike so slow? So I'm interested to see what it's like now that I've ridden a couple of other bikes in the class. All right, guys, 40 to 80 pull on a 2022 Yamaha R7 30th anniversary. On your mark, get set, and go. That's 80, all the way through third. Got the shift indicator on at the top of third. Not the fastest bike we've done a 40 to 80 pull on, but certainly not bad. All right, guys, we're on the highway with the R7 here, and as you can see, I hope you guys wouldn't think this, but this bike has no problem on the highway. I'm going highway speeds in 5th gear. Hell, I can go to 6th. I'm going 80 miles an hour, and it looks like I'm floating around 5,000 RPMs. The bike's purring, got no problem. I can tuck in here in my wind bubble. I can just get all in that wind bubble. If I'm not in that wind bubble and I'm on top of the bike, with the wind hitting me in my chest, it kind of makes it easier to ride this bike on the highway because the wind kind of holds you up from that forward-leaning body position. It's a good little combo. It's a secret to riding sport bikes on the highway comfortably. Definitely recommend riding like that. I will say now that we're on the highway, we don't have any sort of cruise control or anything like that. Definitely not going to recommend this motorcycle for any sort of touring. But as far as like a commute or something like that, the engine has no problem getting up to speed. And even at highway speeds, I got a room to shift down and pass traffic easily. So fantastic little jaunt on the highway bike. Not a bike you're going to get on the highway and set land speed records though. Part of me wants to complain that it doesn't have cruise control, but I mean, cruise control should be on motorcycles that you're going to tour on. I don't see a lot of people touring on this bike, but yeah, overall, not too bad on the highway. Wouldn't tour on it. Fantastic wind bubble for going high speeds like on a track. Like if I scooted back some and leaned in, like if I was going down a long straight or something like that, I could totally see this bike being fantastic. Alrighty guys, we're gonna lean the little R7 over through this turn and see what she is all about. even though I already cheekily know. This is why you get a super sport style body position motorcycle, because leaning off the bike and how you're positioned as a rider on the bike, it feels so good when you just get these bikes leaned over. The power plant doesn't even matter as much as like the body position matters to help you, the rider, comfortably lean off the bike. This is where the R7 really shined, or turning, you know, going through a big turn with the R7. That's where this bike really came into its own. When I did the press launch, I was like, my gosh, taking that bike and really just enjoying it in like a curvy road is fantastic. All right, guys, so let's sum up all of this power plant information. Thanks to our buddies over at Cardo. If you guys are looking for a Bluetooth system, the best for motorcyclists and riders, I could not recommend Cardo better. They are a sponsor of the show, and we have a 10% discount code in the description, so check it out if you guys are looking for a Bluetooth unit. I used Cardo's before they sponsored the show, and I actually asked them to sponsor the show, and they were nice enough to, so check out our guys in the description. Cardo is #1 to me, and that is not because they just sponsor it. They truly are. This traffic is killing me, though. Actually, this traffic is perfect because it's reminding me why I don't know if I would want an R7 as a road bike. All right, guys, so this CP2 power plant, you guys know it's probably in my top 3 favorite power plants. This engine delivers power in such a punchy little way. It makes you feel like you are it's just pushing you through down the road. I really do love little torquey engines. It makes it really fun as a rider because you don't have a ton of weight, but because of that high amount of torque and how it delivers that power, it makes you feel like you're going a lot faster, which I am totally down for. It has plenty of power when you get up to the highway. The only thing that this power plant doesn't give you is it doesn't give you that excitement of like really revving the bike out and having that really high RPM noise. You definitely don't get that, but I don't think that hinders the riding experience at all because you're experiencing such a good way of being pushed down the road. I don't think you'd really worry about that, especially if it's like your first bike or something like that. Secondly, something we can talk about is the suspension. We've got adjustable suspension on a sub $10,000 motorcycle. I absolutely love that. Yamaha really thought about the ideal person for this bike, and I think they added all the things into it that they needed. So if you do end up, if this is your first bike and you end up digging more into suspension and how your bike is set up for you, you've got adjustable suspension and can adjust it personally to you. This is a big deal for the guys that are going to buy this for a track bike. As far as the brakes, as you guys can see this little logo down here. That is a Brembo logo. Brembo is like #1 when it comes to braking. So Yamaha put a Brembo master cylinder on this R7 so that you could have a phenomenal brake feel, and you absolutely do. I don't know this necessarily from the ride I'm doing today, but on a track, when you really need to have as much feel in that brake as possible, definitely it is super helpful. Love seeing that. Of course, it's adjustable. The clutch lever is adjustable. Those are important to me. And while this model specifically doesn't have the additional thing, you can get a quick shifter for the R7 if you're wanting something like that. So that's really cool. Overall, as far as a performance package, the R7 is doing fantastic, and I think it punches well above its weight class, or at least price class. Alrighty, guys, let's talk about the controls up here on the R7. As far as the grips, you guys know Yamaha is like killing the grip game. They make these things out of damn glue, it seems like. I already talked about the levers. I love that they're blacked out. I just told you guys how much I love that Brembo master cylinder on the brake. And the clutch lever is fantastic. It's actually a cable clutch, which gives me a really good feeling like of when I'm engaging the clutch and disengaging it. I love that they're adjustable. They've got the breakaways and everything, so solid move there. I would love if the brake reservoir was maybe blacked out or something, but it gives you something else to modify on this bike. Now, I will say that the screen on the R7 is one of the areas that I feel like Yamaha can probably update. But it depends, because like I don't want the price to go that much higher, and because I'm on a bike with no modes or anything like that, I don't really mind the screen. As you can see, the screen's kind of Yamaha's old school little thing, even though it's inverted. One of the issues I do have with the screen is I wish it was a little brighter. Like right now, you guys can see from the camera car footage, I've got a 10 visor on, and I am having a hard time seeing the screen in certain lights. I'm not going to complain that it's not a TFT or anything like that, but I do feel like it needs to be a little brighter. I do love the fact that I have a gas gauge, and all the information is simply put in front of me, so Yamaha's done a good job of laying it out. If we can see an upgrade to the TFT world, most bikes are getting TFT these days. Yamaha's got TFTs on a lot of their bikes. I would definitely love to see a screen there. The screen's also a little tiny, but again, I don't really care that much about the size. I do wish it was a little brighter. I do wish we had some color down there. A color TFT would be so cool to have on the 60th anniversary edition, because you could have like a special screen down there to show the 60th. I don't know, it would have been cool, but would have loved to seen that. Final thing we can touch on is the transmission. I've always been really happy with Yamaha transmissions, and that is exactly the same here. I get a really good click when I shift gears. I told you guys I don't have the quick shifter on this model, but when I'm shifting the gears, I get a good tactile click from that shifter. I know what gear I'm in. I've got the gear indicator in my on my dash. Everything's solid. Everything's as you would expect. It's clean, works really well. It's why you buy a Yamaha. Like, everything works. All the buttons, like, if you've ridden a Yamaha, all these buttons are the exact, or mostly the same of all the other bikes. Yamaha's just got it down. It's not going to feel super crazy premium, but it's going to feel great. It's going to give you a tactile feel, so you guys don't got to worry about any of the buttons. And let's pull off and do a little walk around of the 60th anniversary R7. Also, did you guys know, from what I can tell, this color scheme was only $100 more than the regular bike? Somebody might need to price check that in the comments, but from the research I did before I came out today, it looked like only $100 difference. Who in their right mind, I guess somebody that likes blue, but who in their right mind would not spend $100 on this over the regular blue? The regular blue's not bad, but if you're giving me this as an option, dude, there's no chance. There's not even kind of a chance. I'm going this all day. Alrighty, my friends. Let's get her over on the kickstand and do a little walk around of the 60th anniversary Yamaha R7 World GP. Guys, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Also, check out the decal package. Shout out to Gary. Guys, I might be going out on a limb here, but this might be the best looking bike Yamaha makes. Is that crazy to say? I don't know. Maybe it is. You guys can, y'all talk about it in the comments down below, but look at this. The red here, the red little lip, the red that goes along the red on the top mixed with the white, and then the bronze goldy wheels, and this is the same bronze and goldish. Killing the game, Yamaha. Like, and then the tail, and bro, with the tail cleaned up, I don't know what else you would do other than get an exhaust on this motorcycle. Everything else looks put together and great. Love the little pop of yellow in the front just to give it like that old school vibe. I think looks wise, Yamaha has absolutely destroyed it with this bike, at least for the looks. I mean, period. I think it's a great bike. And then the mods that the owner has put on it, incredibly tasteful. All the ones you need to make. I mean, maybe if they have blacked out ones of those, that'd be like one step above. But like, I love this thing, man. I think it's fantastic. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think down below. So yeah, guys, I love this bike. Y'all can let me know what your favorite thing is about it in the comments down below. I'm going to record some vertical videos with my phone. If you guys are not following us over on the vertical platforms, we are at C2WPics on Instagram, and we are at Chaseontwowheels on TikTok. Make sure to go follow us there and check out all that vertical goodness. I'll be right back. Alright guys, that's it for the vertical videos. Time to do a steering stem lock test and tell you guys if I'm on purchase or pass mode. Steering stem lock test not going to be good on a Super Sport, but let's see. All right, here we go, boys. Steering stem is locked, and that's it. Going and going and going, and basically halfway in the road. Bottom 5 for the R7, but who would have thought anything more than that? Super Sports are so bad about the steering stem lock, and Nakeds are too. Neither of them are good with our low steering stem lock test, but that does not necessarily determine if I'm on purchase or pass on a motorcycle, boys. Let's talk about it. Alrighty, guys, purchase or pass? The age-old question, but would you buy one? Alright, so guys, when it comes to me on the R7, am I purchase or pass? I'm on a pass, but it's a pass but. If I got to the position in life where I had extra money and extra time to do the amount of track days that I would authentically like to do, then I would 100% buy an R7 as a track bike. I think it's an absolutely perfect place for somebody like me and the experience I have to be a track bike. It's not crazy fast, but it's fast enough to really get some good experience on track, and I love it for that. About 95% of the riding that I do is like city street riding, and for that, even though the CP2 power plant is fantastic at it, the body position just does not make it make sense for me. I don't like this body position for the type of riding I do. I will caveat all of this with, if you are somebody that is starting riding or looking to get a Super Sport because you want a Super Sport, you want a bike to take out on the weekends and go like ride fun roads, or if you are, like I was talking about, a person looking for a track bike, you can definitely get this as a first bike. But you have to understand, actually this is the first bike that the guy that bought this, Milo, this is his first bike. And he was already telling me, but now his back's hurting because he's riding a bike that's a Super Sport, and he got a second bike. But I feel like that's where the R7 is perfect. It's perfect as the second motorcycle. It's not the bike you want to put all your miles on. It's the bike you want to have to ride on the weekends and go do fun stuff, like ride technical roads or do track days or something like that. That's where I think this bike is literally ideal. If you're starting out riding, if you've never ridden before and you want a motorcycle to have a really good time on, I'm definitely going to push you towards that MT-07, because you get all the performance out of this minus a little bit. You get like 90% of the performance that you can get out of this on an MT-07, and it's in an upright body position that you're going to be able to ride for way longer comfortably. And I honestly feel like that's going to end up making you guys ride a little longer, especially if you're brand new. Because if you ride the R7 around and it's uncomfortable, there's a chance that you'll stop riding because you think all bikes are uncomfortable, and it's not. Just these Super Sport style bikes are a little uncomfortable because they're trying to make it to where you're leaned off the bike, or you can easily lean off the bike and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, all in all, I think this bike is absolutely fantastic. As long as you're looking for a bike for what it's good at, as far as the one bike you need to own, I definitely don't think it holds that category. But yeah, guys, that's about all I got on the R7. If you guys have any questions about this bike, let me know in the comments. The first day this video goes live, I'm normally in the comments helping you guys out, answering questions. I feel like it's a fantastic bike for its intended purpose. And guys, I'm Chaseontwowheels. Make sure to hit that like button. If you made it to the end of the video, let me know what you think about Super Sports versus Nakeds in the comments down below. And put OC by your comment so I know you're in the outro crew. I'm going to leave a video, link at the end, to the first time I rode the R7. So now you guys can watch both of them and see if my opinion has changed a couple years down the road. You guys ride safe out there, and I'll see you on the next motorcycle video here on the Chaseontwowheels YouTube channel. Later.